is an honor to be here tonight, and I just want to thank you all for coming out, and I want you to know I'm enjoying my retirement. My biggest concern is getting the dogs out in the yard in the morning. So that has worked out well. And I think I'm supposed to introduce our person who is going to run for District 12. Come on up here, Donna.
All right, yeah.
You know, I'm proud to stand here and introduce somebody that is going to run for District 12, and we can get that seat back.
Amen. Yeah.
We're going to get it back. I am here to help her do anything that she needs to do, whatever I can do to help her. And I'm starting tonight. I'm not going to wait until the book's over. I'm going to start tonight. I have this box of goodies for her.
She came with treats. I love it.
I was cleaning up my campaign stuff, and I said, I need to donate this. And I brought it to her tonight to let her know that I'm on her side and that I will be there for her and that we can do this. And I'm officially giving it to her.
Yeah.
So I'm a little different. I get starstruck, but not by like entertainment celebrities. I get starstruck when I get to be in the same room with people who are passionate about serving people.
All right.
So whenever I get near individuals such as this, I have to try to get myself together because I am like so flipping out right now that I am in the room with all of you all. So this is exciting to me. What I'm going to do is kind of try to take you on a small journey, not a long one. I won't be up here long, but I got something to tell y'all, so hold on. Okay, so first I want to welcome and thank each and every one of you all on behalf of the Greenwood Democratic Party for making this evening's event a priority. You did not have to be here, but you chose to do so. And I appreciate that. We appreciate that. I would like to take time to recognize all elected officials, members of clergy, those on local and state boards. You deserve a moment to be recognized as well because it's not easy being you, and we appreciate everything that you have done and everything that you will continue to do. And because I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, I must ask that if there are any sorors in the building that you stand, I thank you for being here to support at all times. I appreciate it. Other members of the Divine Nine, I want to recognize you as well and say thank you. What we do and what goes unrecognized a lot of times is we are for the community and we work to promote and advance at all levels. So through this evening, you've already heard and you will hear plans about our passions and what we want to do to ensure that Greenwood and surrounding counties remain relevant, remain at the topic of discussion, and in front of everybody who is making a decision. We do not want them to ever take our eyes off of us because our votes matter, our concerns matter, our issues matter. So what we want to do is show you from the Greenwood Democratic Party and members that represent the Democratic Party at the state level and those that stand at the federal level. We want you to know that we are going to be here to assist you. But I came to extend you an invitation. Is it okay if I extend you an invitation?
Yes.
Okay, hold tight. Everyone wants to know someone's story. People tend to ask you, like, who's your family? Where'd you grow up? Where'd you come from? What were your struggles? That's typically what they want you to talk about. As we approach an active political season, You're going to hear candidates tell stories of their backgrounds, what they've encountered, and how they overcame those obstacles. But the forefront is what they have encountered. I'm not going to say that I haven't encountered any of those issues. That's not what I'm here to tell you. However, I'm going to tell my story, but I'm going to tell it slightly differently. I might know someone who had to walk to school every day with holes in their shoes. I might know somebody. I might know someone who had to wrap their knees with tape and go to a pine tree field and pull pine trees out with their bare hands to earn money to feed their children. I might know somebody. Yep. I might know someone who had a learning disability and struggled all through school and was ostracized because of it. I might know someone. I might even know someone who had to work more than one job just to put food on the table. That's possible. I might know someone who did not have the opportunity to go to school every day. You know why they couldn't? Because they had to stop school so they can go to work and help their parent provide for their siblings. I might know someone. And I could tell that story, but this evening I'm not. I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to do it for them. I'm going to tell you how the obstacles that were put in their way to delay them, distract them, and hold them from what they could be. I'm going to tell you how they taught us to overcome them. As we start into this political journey, what you're going to see is that there are going to be many obstacles, and you see it now when you turn on the news. Many obstacles and many distractions that are thrown in front of people who need to be able to focus on the bottom line and the real issue. So I want to use my mic, and I always joke and say, anybody give me a mic, you didn't open up a door, but I got one. So I'm going to use this time at the mic to give you a message of hope. I am not saying that I am not one that has not struggled. I am not saying that I'm not one that struggles every day. But what I am saying is I am one that is going to overcome every obstacle that is put in my way. Right? You see, those individuals, though they suffered and though they struggled, one thing that they did not do, and that was quit. And that should be all of us. Not just all of us in this room, but I'm talking about Greenwood County, McCormick County, Abbeville County. I'm talking about the state of South Carolina. If you don't like what you see, we don't have to accept it. We can start by doing what we can do at different levels. Every little bit helps. Representative Bauer just said, how many of you have donated to a campaign? How many of you have knocked on a door? Those are all things that can help us with the fight to change the things that we do not like. So those individuals that I referenced that I might know, I do know. And I know them very well. They're near and dear to my heart, and they are the individuals who shaped the person that you see before you. They lit a fire in me that will never go out. It is a fire that whether I have a microphone in front of a group, or whether I am standing in my bathroom, or whether I am walking down the street, I am still going to be an advocate and a voice for the people who feel unserved, underserved, and some of those who just feel like they don't even deserve. I'm going to speak for those individuals. And it's going to be at times when people may not like it. But guess what? If somebody doesn't speak for them, who will? I'll take it. I can handle the heat. This is a time when we have individuals that are jeopardizing women's rights. I got a problem with that. I got a problem that an all-male Supreme Court can say what women should do with their bodies. It does. And it's an insult to every woman and every man that loves a woman. And I'm going to go a little bit further. If you know somebody who is a woman, let me tell you the problem there. They just said, I didn't check your Supreme Court. They said that you don't have the brain power to make a decision on what's best for you. That's an insult. Yeah. In layman's terms, that sounds like fighting words. Let's go to the polls. This is a time when you have individuals, I'm gonna go with individuals. You have individuals who are going from school to school, challenging what children have the potential to read. I said potential. I didn't say all of them are required to read it. The potential to read. Now this particular group, who I won't name because I don't want to give them credibility, but this particular group is going from school district to school district, challenging what children have the potential to read, as if the librarians that have completed a master's program, that is not an easy program, might I add. I've managed a couple of them, so I know. And going to challenge their ability and their intellect on what kids can and can't read. Not only that, but they're going to say, it's an insult, I want you to keep your eye on it, that parents don't have their own voice to have a conversation with their children to say what books they would prefer they read and which books they shouldn't. Instead, this group would like to come along and tell you what you can and can't read. That is your right. At what point should you get excited and be a little bothered? Right now. Right now. Because it seems like what they are saying is, you can't parent. I got a slight problem with that. This group has a problem with what their children could potentially read, but they don't have a problem with what their children are seeing on the news stations right now. They don't have a problem with that bad behavior is the way we're going to describe it. That's what my mom would always say, bad behavior. They don't have a problem with the bad behavior that their elected officials, the ones that their support, are doing right now, day in and day out at the State House. Exactly. They're fine with them seeing that, but they have a problem with what they could potentially read. We deserve a chance to parent. We deserve a chance to say what we do for us. And we deserve access to resources. And that's what I'm going to do. That is my plan. That is why I stand here before you today. Greenwood and surrounding counties deserve consistent consideration, consistent visibility of elected officials, and we need them to make sure that they are working for a ladder. And what I mean by working this ladder is, at a time that you're in a particular seat representing a district or a state, it is your job to work to make sure that the middle class gain resources and opportunities to potentially move up to the upper class. Opportunities, prosperity. It is your job while you are sitting in that seat that taxpayers pay for the lower class to potentially move up to middle class. And don't worry, upper class, we can do all of that and not touch your stability. Wealthy you will remain. But we've got to make sure we draw a line and a map that is visible and create opportunities for those that can't to feel like they can. They are just as valuable as the next person. That is why I say I will always be the voice for the unserved, the underserved, and those that don't feel like they should be served. So I wanted to encourage us to do a couple of things, but I want to get to my invite in just a second. We need leaders that tap into and collaborate with the community, school boards, local officials. Shoot, we need all. We need everybody. We need everybody talking. Don't forget your adolescent population. I always say that. That is your future. That is our future. Talk to them. Figure out what it is that they need and how we can assist them. The more they know, the more prepared they are to lead when we step down out of our seats and we have allowed ourselves to train our replacement. That's what we've got to do, train our replacement. We need elected officials who are not looking for selected self-benefiting photo ops. Now, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. We need officials, elected officials that are looking for community fitting growth opportunities. So if it is an opportunity where you have opened up a door to a resource, then yes, take that photo. Take it. And make sure everybody sees it. But if it's just a photo out for you to show up because it's almost election time and people hadn't seen you since 3 years ago, we have a slight problem. Okay, let me stop because I can go on and on. But I want to take this time because I asked you, could I give you an invite? And you said yes. First invite. I invite everybody that is a body and able to run for office. You don't have to do it alone. It is not a journey that is built to be taken alone. It is a journey to be built with support and surrounded by supportive people, and that can happen. You should run for a seat, even if it's at the local office. Because I don't know if you realize this, your local elections are crucial. We miss them all the time. Your mayor, your sheriff, your county council, your city council, your school board. If you got a little time on your hand, I encourage you to run, and we'll support how we can. And then the second thing that I'm going to invite you to do is meet me at the polls. In case you didn't know, I am Dr. Jumelle Brooks. I am a mother, I am a wife. I'm a niece, I'm an aunt. I'm a godmother, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm an educator, secondary ed as well as post-secondary. Most of all, I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for the people who don't have the opportunity to speak. I will be an advocate for the aging population, the veteran population, the adult working population. Don't forget, y'all need us too, right? And the young adult population. That is who I am. I have an extensive background in healthcare administration, policies and procedures. So if you write that policy, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna tell you if it's for us or against us. That's what I'm gonna do. And most of all, I have a yearning desire to be the voice, now and forevermore, for the unserved, underserved, and those that feel like they don't deserve to be served. That's me. I want to be a voice that promotes promotion, teaches promotion, and then how to overcome obstacles. That's what was done to me. Though the people that I mentioned earlier may have felt strife, faced obstacles, what they taught us to do is how to either push the wall down, go over it, around it, or through it. But we're gonna get to that destination. So to everyone out there, it is very important that you recognize if you are holding a seat in any elected position, I'm here to tell you that if you have displayed bad behavior, you have awakened a spirit in a lot of people. And that is a spirit of activism. And those individuals are going to activate and make sure that individuals are protected and served day in and day out. You lit a fire that won't go out. And for that, I thank you, if you are the ones that's displaying that bad behavior. We will no longer rest. We will push a spirit of progression, and that spirit of progression is contagious. So surround your people with it. Surround yourself with as many people speaking progressive thoughts as possible, because we will move in Greenwood and surrounding counties. So my final invite, join me at the polls, November the 5th, 2024, as I go on to try to represent you all as the House Representative, State House Representative for District 12.